Hello, you're watching News Mongolia and MNB World. I'm your host, Ayunda Basenko. Our top stories. Hydropower plant to be built on the Khovd River in the next 5 years. Companies from more than 10 different countries took part in the Mongolia Mining Expo. Hangai 21 disaster response exercise concludes. For other news, stay tuned. The Mongolia Mining International Mining and Oil Expo was held for the 10th consecutive year from the 22nd to the 24th of September at Pointe Sports Palace in Ulaanbaatar. Representatives of over 130 companies from more than 10 countries participated in the expo to share their latest innovations and new products.
This year's Mining Mongolia aims to bring a revival to the mining sector. At the expo, more than 130 in-house booths and outside spaces are displaying diverse products and services relating to mining, energy, metal, and non-metal industries. The expo is organized jointly by Minex Mongolia, Expo Mongolia, and the International Expo Bureau of Mongolia, and the main supporters are the Ministry of Mining and Heavy Industry, the Mongolian National Chamber of Commerce and Industry, and the Mineral Resource Authority of Mongolia.
Traditionally, companies from about 20 countries join the Mongolia Mining Expo each year to showcase their new technologies and products. This year, however, due to the pandemic, many of the foreign companies weren't able to take part in the expo. Instead, this year, a lot of domestic mining companies, entities and businessmen joined the expo. Yet some of the main foreign companies' representatives could join the event through their embassies and representatives' offices. Our tipper trucks are on display here. There are two types, 2 axles and 3 axles tipper trucks that can carry 60 to 100 and up to 240 tons respectively. The Sunny brand trucks, which are manufactured in China, cost relatively less and the operational cost is also lower. So it takes some time of the financial burden from the mining companies, which affect the mining environment positively.
Representatives of the mining industry noted that the supplies for the mining sector have significantly dropped due to the pandemic. Some state-owned factories such as Barnor and Chiveovo are functioning normally. However, companies that allocated the budget for paying off pension-backed loans, namely Erdens Mongol and Silver Resources, are experiencing hardship.
We have planned to have 2 new conveyor systems installed and put it into operation by July. However, we couldn't complete that plan in time due to the fact that we weren't able to receive some of the equipment in time due to the delay at customs and at border crossing points.
Participants at the expo said that logistics in the mining business are in bad shape. One example is that if a truck driver is tested positive for COVID-19, the supply line is delayed for around 2 weeks.
Disaster response exercise Hangai 21 was held from September 14th to 24th in Arkhangai province. This year's exercise training was organized by the National Emergency Management Agency and U.S. Army Civil Affairs soldiers. The training base was set up at the Chingsin-Hure camp.
Staff from central and local emergency management agencies took part in the training exercises. The training exercises covered earthquake, disaster response management, command and staff training, rope training, and exercises on saving people from confined spaces.
In general, there are more than 256 earthquakes exceeding magnitude 3.5 recorded in Mongolia annually. 225 of those are recorded in Khovd province of Mongolia. That is a very alarming sign.
Rescuers shared with us the main rules to maintain during an earthquake disaster. During the earthquake, people should first sit, hide, and then wait for rescue, while other rescuers should thoroughly calculate and estimate all the risks.
There was an earthquake and 2 people are trapped under rubble. The main task of this exercise is to recover those 2 people and rescue them from a confined space. In order to maintain the overall safety and clear the exit, we are currently doing the securing of the trapped person.
During major natural disasters like an earthquake, a field hospital should be operated to provide victims with necessary medical help. During the exercise, a 15-bed field hospital was opened and emergency help was being provided to 6 patients.
During emergency situations, doctors should be able to evaluate the situation correctly and make the right choice whether to use resources on patients that cannot be saved or on those that can be saved.
This is an imitation exercise on saving people from rocky mountainous area during a storm. The training teaches good team skills and how to maintain overall safety during any rescue operation.
Our rescue operation mostly requires good team playing skills. If the rope team has poor communication, the stretcher might deviate and there is a risk of causing more damage and injuries to the patient.
Mongolia has hosted Gobi Wolf since 2009 and conducted joint exercises with the U.S. Pacific Command covering disaster scenarios common to Mongolia, including earthquakes, train derailments, and mining incidents. This year, due to the COVID-19 pandemic, which caused many restrictions and lockdowns, the training exercise was conducted on a smaller limited range compared to previous ones.
On Friday, the Ministry of Health reports that 2,612 new cases of COVID-19 were confirmed and 12 more people have died.
In the past 24 hours, 2,612 new cases were confirmed and 5,844 have recovered. Unfortunately, 12 patients, 6 women and 6 men died of COVID-19 complications. Out of the new cases, 1,292 were confirmed in Ulaanbaatar, 1,320 were confirmed in the rural provinces. At hospitals nationwide, 22,305 COVID-19 patients are being treated. Out of them, 12,701 show mild symptoms of illness, and 379 are in critical condition. Additionally, 68,133 patients are being treated at home under supervision from first-level family hospitals. Health officials advise people not to invite people over their places nor participate in any kind of public events and keep taking precautionary measures thoroughly.
Let's now look at the currency exchange rates provided by Mongol Bank. Thank you for staying tuned with us. Now let's look at Mongolia's current affairs.
Mongolia plans to build a hydropower plant in the western part of the country. The Irden-Buran hydropower plant on the Khovd River will be constructed in the next 5 years with a soft loan from the Chinese government. With the construction of this 90-megawatt hydropower plant, long-term energy supplies to western areas of Mongolia will be ensured. In addition, it will lay foundation for the development of a renewable energy sector in the region. Mongolian rock band The Who finished their highly anticipated sophomore album, which was recorded in Mongolia during quarantine. The album is expected to be released in early 2022. But first, the band will hold a tour this fall in North America, where they will be offering fans a sneak peek at the songs from the forthcoming album. The Who's debut album, The Grig from 2019, debuted at #1 on the World Album and Top New Artist charts. The band has accumulated over 250 million combined streams and video views to date and has received critical acclaim from the likes of Billboard, NPR, GQ, The Guardian, The Independent, Revolver, and even Sir Elton John.
The president of Mongolia, Khurelsukh, held a meeting with the president of Vietnam, Nguyen Xuan Phuc, and discussed bilateral relations and cooperation. The Mongolian president expressed his satisfaction with the development of traditional friendly relations and cooperation between the two countries. He expressed his support for further development of political dialogue and strengthening cooperation in various fields. The Vietnamese president noted that Vietnam has fond memories of Mongolia's assistance and support during the difficult times of the Vietnam War. During the meeting, the two sides exchanged views on increasing trade and investment, improving transportation conditions, and opportunities for cooperation in many sectors, such as in food, agriculture, light industry, and mining.
Now here's the weather forecast for major cities around the world. Well, that's it for today. Thank you for staying with us on News Mongolia. See you next week with more stories and updates. Have a great weekend. Goodbye.